Alright beans, I do not do kit reviews very often because I don't buy kit very often. I have been looking for a waist bag for a while that was big enough to fit a bunch of stuff in, and the zip on my Harrier trail vest failed a little while ago, so I was basically looking for something to replace that, and I've found that wearing backpacks, race vests and whatnot just make my back really sweaty because I'm a very sweaty person. So I wanted to try a waist bag to see if that would alleviate that issue, and it's often a little bit tricky finding one that actually does what I want it to do. I did briefly go over this bag during my race recap recovery video for the Round Rotherham 50 miler, but I wanted to give it its own video so we can go into it in a bit more depth. I'm going to go over all the general features on the bag, how much I've used it, what I've used it for, and I will also show you what it looks like when it's completely full of stuff. First things first, this is a pretty reasonably priced bit of kit. It is 40 quid from the Alpkit store, whether you buy that in store or online, which is a pretty reasonable price for the amount of item you've got here. It does come in a couple of different colorways. This was what was available in the shop, but actually I kind of prefer it when my kit's brighter colors, because if you're out on the hills by yourself or whatever, it just kind of helps if people can see you from a distance, and if you've got colors that stand out from the usual dark green of the fells and the moors, I feel like that's helpful and a good safety feature. I don't really like my kit to be black. Main features: it has this huge pocket in the middle here that has a little bit of netting inside, so you can tuck bits and pieces in there. There's also this other smaller but still reasonably sized pocket at the front here with other little bits of netting that you can pop some stuff in, and there's a little clip in there if you need anything to definitely not get lost. We have generous water storage. There are 2 water pockets, one either side. You can fit 500ml bottles in here, and I think you can get slightly bigger bottles in here, to be honest. If you really wanted to carry more than a litre, you could fit that in there. There are also these 2 pockets on the waist straps which you can fit like little bits of nutrition and whatnot, little snacks that you just want to have handy. If we have a quick look at it while it's on, you do have sufficient adjustment options to change it to your needs, and you've got these clips around the back here that go in front of the water bottle holders, and you can do some further cinching there to get it to fit nicely. If these are undone and you've got stuff in the bag, it does bounce around like nobody's business, so definitely do those up. But once those are done up, it's pretty secure and pretty comfortable, to be honest. I had to do a little bit of rearranging just to get it to fit me, but I've found it pretty comfortable to wear so far. Alright, so we're now going to use the bag to pack up what you could reasonably expect to be asked to take with you on a M or L category winter fell race, or indeed any kind of long fell race year round. Alright, so first in, we're going to pop our full waterproofs in this main pocket, which fits nicely, and then we've got an emergency bivy bag, also fits nicely. Sometimes you'll be asked to take a spare top, so that's in there. Hat, gloves, obviously you're likely to be wearing these, and the buff, but we'll just demonstrate that it can all fit in there if it's a not particularly cold winter day and you don't actually need to take all your kit. We have a basic first aid kit, and there's a map, fits nicely in there as well. I think you'd struggle to fit a bigger map, but the Harvey maps fit really nicely. And then if you want to put a little bit of nutrition, you can stick a couple of Kendall mint cakes in one of these front pockets, and then there's still space to fit a little bit of extra stuff in there as well. And then we'll undo these to fit in a litre of water. Okay, so that's pretty full. There might be a couple of things that I've missed off the top of my head. Obviously we've not got a compass in there, but that doesn't weigh very much or take up much space. So that is effectively most of what you would be asked to take with you on a long winter fell race. or indeed any long fell race year round. So that's kind of like the maximum you might want to expect to have to carry in this thing. So as we can see, it doesn't really move around at all when it's full, which is fantastic. And I've not had any issues with it bouncing around, particularly while I've been out running. One thing to remember is if it is bouncing around, you've probably not got these side clips done up. So if you do those up, it'll be rock steady. If those are undone, it will be springing around and it'll be super uncomfortable. So just make sure you've got those done up and you'll be fine. So in terms of how much I've used this so far, it has been out on a long run in the Lake District with me. I was out for about 5.5 hours. I went up Green Gable, Great Gable, down into Wasdale, and then back to Borrowdale via Styhead Tarn, and it handled the weather and everything that day fine. It was comfortable to wear. Yeah, thought it was great. I have done a couple of longer runs in it, just to kind of test it out before I did the ultra marathon, and that was just to kind of make sure I could carry enough food and whatnot and enough water to get me between checkpoints, and then I ran the Round Rotherham 50-mile race with this on, and it was fantastic. I really like using a waist bag because I can like switch it round to the front and I don't have to like take the backpack off to get stuff that's in the main pocket, whereas this I can just swivel it round and grab stuff and then swivel it back. The only downside is with a race vest, you've got your water here and it's a lot easier to drink and get at, whereas obviously with this you do have to kind of like stop and get it out and drink it and put it back, which is less convenient, but I think I prefer this overall setup to trying to use a race vest or backpack, so I will probably continue to use this for all my long stuff. I do really like Alpkit as a brand, so I'm really happy that they've produced something like this because I like excuses to support brands that I like. So yeah, happy that they brought this out. It's perfect for what I need it for. I have seen a few people online maybe not getting on so well with it, but as I said, if it is bouncing around, it's probably just because these side clips aren't done up, so just bear that in mind. All right, that is everything I have to say about the Alpkit Vora 6. I really like it. I would recommend that you get it if you're looking for a waist bag that will carry you through long efforts and long days out. Yeah, this fits the bill. It ticks all my boxes and I think it will probably tick a lot of yours as well. Thank you very much for watching and I will catch you in the next one.